Hi, I'm Rowena from McMorgan Next Practice Marketing, and in this video today we're going to talk about how do you create a culture of innovation. Well, firstly, innovation is the product of both culture as well as process discipline, and it's only when you have both of these things together that you actually get sustainable innovation. So the process is probably easier to understand because it's more tangible, but how do you actually build a culture of innovation? Well, there's a lot of research out there, there's a lot of great examples from innovative companies. There's probably 9 different dimensions that are identified consistently, but I believe these can fundamentally be collapsed into 3 big things. The first is around collaboration, and you need to think of collaboration as both vertical and horizontal. By vertical, I mean, how do you go from the bottom up, so the most junior person to the most senior person, and from the most senior person down to the junior person? How do you make sure that within the organization, everyone is thinking innovation and everyone has a voice? They can suggest ideas, they can feed back and continue to improve and own that. Horizontal collaboration is bringing together groups of people from different functions. So how do you tap into the wisdom and diversity of thought that come from marketers working with finance, working with supply chain, working with insights, etc. So when you think of collaboration, think of how do you bring everyone together such that any person in your organization could be touching another person and bringing that diversity of thought to create innovation. The next is bringing the customer from the outside in. And if you think about how we tend to work, there's our organization over here, and it's really easy to get caught up in the day-to-day, the busyness, answering emails, and really sitting at your desk and not necessarily going out and actually seeing the customer. But we have to go outside. We have to see it. We have to breathe it. We have to live it. And if you're not walking in the shoes of your customers, then you won't really understand their needs. If you think of the customer as just a project, a one-off project, then you won't be building an innovation mindset and thinking constantly around how everything you do should be around improving the customer experience and what they need from you. That's what innovation is about. It's about living the life of your customers so you know how to make their lives better. And last but not least, think big, fail forward. So often, because we get caught up in little ideas, we don't push ourselves to think big. One of the things I love about Google is their mantra is to go from the 10% to the 10 times. So they purposely talk about, is that going to add value 10 times more than today? They don't focus on the 10%, they're constantly pushing for the 10 times because that thinking big means you're much more likely to come up with disruptive solutions. And failing forward is about recognizing that you need to learn. So it's actually not just failure if something didn't work, it's only a failure if you didn't learn. But if you fail forward, then it means that you've got better insights, better understanding to come up with the next big disruptive innovation. So in summary, culture is as important as process. And if you do these 3 things really well, then I guarantee that you will have a culture of innovation that will really help to drive sustainable innovation in the future.